of living is getting more and more expensive. It's because of things like population increasing, inflation rate increasing, pay rise not increasing quick enough. Also, you have the supply of houses consistently falling short for the demand. All of these things and more have contributed to making life more hard for the average person to purchase a house over here in the UK. And if you're looking to purchase a house in London, you might as well kiss that one goodbye. And the messed up thing is, as big as the gap is right now, it's only going to get wider in the future, people. And yes, you could argue for the densely populated cities like London, they are growing outwards, but not at the alarming rate that they're growing upwards. Just look at the number of skyscrapers that have recently popped up over the last decade compared to the decades before in London. But as more flats, apartments, maisonettes, properties like this are becoming more available to people, are people looking for the right thing? And so in this video, guys, I'm going to tell you the 3 things that I watch out for the most when it comes to buying these sort of properties. But first, it's the YouTube stuff, and I personally need you guys to help me build this brand by liking this video, sharing it too, and subscribing with notification bell on as well. Without any more delaying, the first thing that I think you need to watch out for when it comes to buying these sort of properties, flats, maisonettes, apartments, is how long the existing lease is for. Now, I'm not going to dwell too long on it because I've actually made a video on it already. But in a nutshell, knowing how long your existing lease is for is pivotal when it comes to buying these sort of properties. According to the government website, in 2019 to 2020, roughly 19% of the English housing stock were leasehold properties. And of that, 2/3 almost, 68% exactly, were flats that were leaseholds. So chances are you're going to own a leasehold property, at least at some point in your life. But as I mentioned in my video, ownership of a leasehold property is like a gradually ticking time bomb that eventually at the end of it, you've got to give the property back to the original freeholder. Fortunately for a lot of people out there, we're talking about several decades when it comes to this happening. So, a good number to have is 125 plus years. But unfortunately, the real problem starts when your lease starts to get to 75 years or lower. Things start to get tricky here, guys, because it starts to make your property unmortgageable. Yep, unmortgageable. So any hopes of, refinancing to recoup some of your investment money, if not all, and then profit if you're lucky, or, just hopping over to a lower mortgage rate so it's cheaper for you in the long run, yeah, you can kiss all of that goodbye, guys, because mortgage companies won't touch you with a barge pole. This is just one of the ways that people get trapped into mortgage prisons, where they're paying extortionately high rates on their mortgages. And the concerning thing, guys, to be honest with you, is the number of flats, maisonettes, apartments online that I've seen with leases shorter than 75 years is a big concern. Don't get caught falling for that trap. Also, if you guys want to check out the solution for these problems, bear in mind prevention is always better than cure. These solutions aren't always guaranteed to work. Yeah, if you do want to find out more information on that, then click on the link here. My next thing that you need to be clued up on when it comes to purchasing flats, maisonettes, and apartments is, does that property have an external wall system fire review certificate, which forms part of the EWS1 report. And in a nutshell, what it basically is a piece of document that lets mortgage companies know that this property has external walls that have a satisfactory level of fire protection. This has only recently popped up in the UK housing market and originally stems from the tragic event that happened in Grenfell Tower. And so for a lot of mortgage providers, people that are going to give you your mortgage out there in the UK, they're making this a mandatory requirement to have this certificate. And the especially tricky part of this all is that the whole process of getting this whole certificate and report done is a 6 to 12 month process. And even then, you need to make sure that once it is done and you do have a report, that is actually valid, guys, because it has a short time frame upon which it is valid for. And yes, you can argue that Grenfell Tower was a really tall building, which it was. But I'm seeing mortgage companies apply this to flats that have 2 floors, 3 floors, so really short buildings relatively. And unfortunately, this has caused a ripple effect on the people that own these properties and have been caught out because they don't have their certificate in place, making them unable to remortgage, making them unable to sell properties because people that they want to sell the properties to have now begun to look for this as well. This is a real problem, guys, and I don't think we'll see the total effect till several years down the line that it's causing. My final thing that you need to watch out for with these sort of properties are the little niggling things associated with it. Things like how much service charge you can pay, what things you can alter with the property, who fixes what when it comes to certain things breaking, and what other issues are associated within that area. And to me, this all comes under one roof. And it's basically understanding what your responsibilities and restrictions are, but equally so understanding what the freeholder's responsibilities and restrictions are too. It's important that you get these things ironed out before you even consider purchasing the property, so that you know what you're getting into and you also know it suits your specific scenario too. All in all, these are the 3 top things that you need to be keeping an eye out for when it comes to purchasing flats, maisonettes and apartments. You need to be looking out for these things, guys. And to me, the first 2 points, how long the lease is for and also that EWS1 form is so important. These 2 boxes at the very least need to be ticked for you. But that's just my thoughts on it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think I've missed any points? What do you think about the points that I've had to raise? Tell me all about it down in the comment box below. And whilst you're there, don't forget to like this video, share it too, and subscribe with notification bell on as well. It's your favourite YouTuber, DSL and Finance, sharing my thoughts, my experiences with you guys every Sunday at 3 PM. Have a great day, people. Bye.
Whoa.